Yo, what's up everybody? I am Dave Miranda and this is episode 101. God, it sounds like a freeway. 101 of Just Give Me 5. I hope you guys are doing great. Continue to be amazing. We got a really awesome show lined up for you today. But if you guys caught episode 100, that's right, 100, you saw we had ourselves. Me and Jimmy, and it was just so awesome because we were able to give you guys, because everybody for so long was like, man, you guys, you need to interview yourself. You need, there has to be an episode of you and Jimmy. We need to hear your story. And I thought, what better time than to do it on episode 100? And, it was awesome, man. Jimmy got to tell, him being behind the camera, it was nice to flip it around a bit. And you got to hear his side of the story, his upbringing, how he got to where he is now. And, I was able to share some stories as well on my end. It was great. It was such just an awesome moment, awesome experience. And like I said, man, we just cannot thank you guys enough for all the continued support. I mean, that's 100 weeks, 100 weeks consistently that we have been putting this show together, and we can't do it without the support from all of you. So just thank you so much. And, make sure you guys watch episode 100 if you haven't already. All right. But today's guest is someone who has had a powerful voice in the Arizona community for so many years now. We're going to talk about his early days getting into music. We're also going to talk about how he started hosting events. We're going to cover the podcast that he has going now, some awesome moments, and so much more. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you 2Tone the Superstar.
Yo, what's new, man? It's your boy 2Tone the Superstar. Please say the superstar. And all I'm saying is, just give me 5. Because I only got 5 strokes. Respectfully. When I wanted to be an entertainer was when I came from California, because I was homeless at a point, and then my dad came and got me from my mom. And then when my dad brought me to Arizona, the first place that he took me was his studio. And I saw people in there rapping, singing. There was old school groups called As One, Von Tail. That's when I was 8 years old when I first met IROC, when IROC was in the studio. So IROC knew me since I was 8 years old. Okay. And I was like, I have to be some way in this business. Yeah. But I fell in love with hip hop. First, I fell in love with R&B, like Ralph Tresvant.
Oh yeah, you and I both.
Yeah. Ralph Tresvant was like my first album, like Sensitivity. I used to sing that shit. Yeah, New Jack Swing era. And y'all might laugh, but my first hip hop album of all time was Vanilla Ice. Let's keep it real. I had To the Extreme, Ice Baby. Then I just fell in love with hip hop. I fell in love with hip hop, and I just started writing rhymes. You would get the radio. Yeah. You would copy every single lyric off the radio. Biggie, Tupac, NWA, and you would just recite it. I got me a karaoke machine one time for Christmas. I just started rhyming, kicking raps. Oh. I would always crack jokes. You'd be at the lunch table at Trevor Brown, cracking jokes. Right. And I met somebody by the name of Hathaway. We used to have this rap group called the Quartermains. Right. And Hathaway was from Jersey. And he used to rap, amazing freestyle. And I was like, shit, I need to go ahead and start rapping. So we would just be at lunchtime just freestyling. Right. And our whole thing was just battling. Yeah. So battling at Trevor Brown, battling at high school. We used to go to Mill Avenue, walk that block, battle. I remember battling Poker Face. He cooked me. I say that respectfully. Poker Face cooked me. Yeah, I battled Poker Face. Battled Mega Man. Mega Man, Vina Cable. That's where I met Little Sean. So Mill Avenue, that's where I like honed my skills and I like fell in love with like the hip hop shit. Yeah, getting into the scene. My dad still had his studio, but I wouldn't like rhyme in his studio. He was more like R&B. Like he liked hip hop, but he was like more like R&B. So I would just be the one like, okay, let me go find my own studio time. Let me go ahead and rhyme like that.
What was the name of your father's studio?
My father's studio is 10 after 10 management. Marvin Johnson, yeah, Marvin Johnson, 10 after 10 management, yeah. Okay. My dad, like, he's like a low-key legend out here. I remember one time he was opening up for Father MC, one of his groups was, and the Funky, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and that was the first time I went to Celebrity Theater, and I was backstage, then I had saw Mark Wahlberg, because, you know, he was in Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and I was like, I had said something to him like, oh, you fronting. And then Marky Mark was like, yo, Chubb Rock, let's go play. So he invited me to go play football with them backstage. And that's where I met Mercedes. That's where I met Derek Ware. Okay. So they all knew me when I was like a child. It's crazy, yeah. Wow, man. Well, I got into hosting because I was rapping out here. I was an active rapper. I used to go by Riptitious. I used to go by Soprano Tone, and yeah, Soprano Tone, and there was this website that got launched. It was when the internet had first started, and it was 602streets.com. Yes, sir. Yes, 602streets.com, and that site was so dope because you could literally go to that site and it would be a top 10 of the best top 10 songs in Arizona hip hop. Yep. Right. So I got on that, and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. If y'all know me, I'm gonna keep it real. This is the first time saying this publicly. There was a personality by the name of Young Humphrey. I was Young Humphrey. I was the first troll of AZ. I'm the first troll ever. I was ever in hip hop. Yeah, ever. Yes, sir. So I made Young Humphrey. It was a fake profile. I remember. And Young Humph became legendary. Like I was trolling legends like Blaze Rock. Yes. Mike Devious. Rest in peace Arlo, the Society of the Invisibles. But 2ToneDaSupastar wasn't on there. It was just Young Humphrey. He was just up on there. And then Blaze Rock, which is he is a Skynet genius. He ran the IP address and found out that it was me. So I got outed, so I went on there as myself. And the people on there, they used to like my raps. So I'm like, dang, y'all like my raps. So I started building on there, building on the 602 Streets. Then there was another website that was made called Arizona Beats. Yes, Arizona Beats. Yeah, AZ Beats. That's where I met, I just met so many local hip hop legends on there. I met Lonnie Lowe from Blitzkrieg. Yes, Lady Finesse. I met He Just Trife on there. Yeah, that's right. So many people on there. Then MySpace came. Right. So I'm in my career. I'm rapping. 602 Streets that's crazy. I was the one that brought the Willie North Pole disc, Garbage Disposal, to the internet. Because Willie North Pole didn't know how to use the internet. Right. So he didn't, because he's a real street dude. So he didn't know nothing about internet. So I brought it to the internet. He had dissed a lot of local legends on that song, Garbage Disposal. I don't know if anybody can find that record. Amazing diss track, one of the best. Yeah. And then that got the wind of Hot Rod, which was signed to 50 Cent and G Unit. Yes, sir. Then Hot Rod went ahead and picked up Willie and took Willie and Carnegie, rest in peace Carnegie. Yeah. So when Willie had got his record deal, Hot Rod got his record deal, Richie Evans had his situation with Black Wall Street, I kind of got like depressed as a rapper, like, dang, I know I can rhyme, but I don't have no deal like these other people. Right. So I was going through the regular local rapper motions, dropping an album every couple months. Yeah. Blaze Rock used to do my album covers. And then I had my best friend by the name of Rich Rico. Yes, sir. He had came to my apartment one day and he was like, yo, I rhyme. I was like, you rap? He was like, yeah, I rap. I was like, you don't rap, bro. He was like, yeah, I rap, Tone. So I heard his raps. I'm like, oh, they just need some polish.
Right.
But Rico had a real story. He was really from Sinaloa, Mexico. He was really from the border, but he didn't rap on, he would just tell stories of his coming from the border, learning hip hop, teaching him how to speak English. And I was like, dang, this is a great story. Let me stop rapping and let me push you. Cause in Arizona, this is like, Arizona is the Mexican Atlanta. So I thought that Rich Rico could flourish in this market being that he's Mexican. We had MC Magic. So I was like, let me start pushing you. So I was like, so how can I get my artist shows? How can I do this? So I was like, and this is when Twitter had first came about.
Right.
So I was like, how can I get my artist shows? I was like, okay, maybe I could start hosting these events, and it's in exchange for me hosting and promoting, you can play my artists.
Yeah.
So my first show that I ever hosted was by a promoter by the name of Plus Game, named Shannon, Plus Game. She had shows over there at Famous Sam's, and I would go over there, host for $20 and some drink tickets, and Rich Rico would get to perform.
God, remember the Famous Sam?
Yes, the Famous Sam's.
Oh my God, man.
So I was like, let me host, and then you just play my artist music. Then Twitter started cracking, like getting momentum. Then all these different promoters in Arizona, okay, let me start. On Twitter, I started gaining a lot of followers because they liked my tweets. And I was like, y'all like this shit? It's just coming from my head. It's like, oh, you funny. Then the promoters was like, yo, promote for my club. And I was like, okay, I'll promote, but can you play my artists?
Yeah.
They was like, cool.
Right.
So I started hosting the major clubs for the Doobie Boys, for Dave Chambers from HYB, Derek Ware, Urban AZ, that came later. All these different promoters. And there was a promoter by the name of Corey, which was from VIP Enterprises. And it was a promoter by the name of Diego from 100 Hustles. Okay. And Diego and Corey said, come to my club, I want you to host. I was like, all right. So I went to the club, and as soon as I walked in the club, Diego handed me $100. I was like, what? Yeah, he already paid me. And I was like, what? So I've never been paid from rap. All that time that I rapped, I never got a single dime from music. But the moment that I started hosting these clubs and y'all was paying me just for my thoughts, I was like,
Light bulb came.
fuck rap, fuck this shit. I'm going full-fledged hosting. Yeah. And me being popular as a host, it helped my artist Rich Rico. So once Rich Rico, he had got married, he had a family. Once he became a father, he didn't want to rap no more because he didn't want to be living that rap lifestyle and having a daughter. Yeah. Right. So I kept hosting, and then it just blew up after that. It just blew up. So the hip hop brought me into the hosting.
If you could think off the top of your head, what's like, as of now, what's the greatest show that you've hosted?
The greatest show that I've ever hosted? There's two. There's two. I'm gonna say this number two is going to be Keith Sweat. The first time I ever hosted a Keith Sweat concert.
There you go.
Right. With Urban AZ, Mercedes, and Derek Ware. The first time I've ever hosted that. That was the first time I've been around celebrities, but that was the first time I've ever been around a celebrity in a private setting where they're just them. Like, it's just not like a meet and greet situation. And seeing Keith Sweat walk in, real diamonds on his Rolex, shoes crispy, acting like that East Coast dude, and I think he's from Harlem or something like that. Yeah, from Harlem. And have him like talk to me, and then me going out there and getting the crowd hyped up. I was like, dang, this is amazing. To bring out the legend Keith Sweat. Right. And funny thing about Keith Sweat, every time Keith Sweat comes to a show, Keith Sweat always says he's sick. He says, I'm a little bit under the weather right now. I'm a little bit sick. Don't mind me. Then he go out there, just body it. Just kill it. I'm like, how he always sick all the time, but kill it? Yeah. Then the first one was when Willie North Pole had flew me to Bakersfield to do a Ludacris show with him.
Oh, nice.
So that was the time that I met Ludacris, and that was in, I forgot what arena in Bakersfield, but that was like 20,000 people. And I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
20,000. I'm just a kid from Maryville, USA, and now I'm in front of 20,000 with one of our Arizona hip hop legends. So yeah. I was hosting events, hosting all the clubs out here. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, that lifestyle got dark for me. It was dark because every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm hosting a club and I'm drinking all of those days. So days are just becoming blurs now. You go out, party, drink, get drunk, come home, wake up at fucking 3 p.m., you got another party at 10 p.m. Yeah, you just, it's like a rock star lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
Rock star lifestyle. So it got too dark and I was like, dang, this is too much. And then I found out that I was having a son, my first son.
Okay.
So I was like, fuck this hosting shit.
Yeah.
Quit that shit. Because I never wanted to be a dad and like, I'm raising my son and then I post my son on social media, then the next post is like a pink rhino flyer with yams out and shit.
Right.
I always wanted to be a good dad because my dad was a real dad, so I quit that shit.
Right. Okay.
So I'm raising my son, and I feel that I'm a creative. So I was like, I gotta do something creative. I gotta do something, because my dad's a creative, I'm a creative. And once you're a creative, you just don't stop creating. And I was like, I gotta do something. And I'm trying to remember the first time I even heard the term podcast. I remember through the iPod, when the iPod was coming out, when Apple did that shit. And then I had my phone, and then I was like, dang, I could record memos on my phone. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start this thing called 2Tone Radio, where I record the memos on my phone. I had I forgot what studio equipment program that I had, but I'll record a segment, play an Arizona hip hop song, record a segment, play an Arizona hip hop song. And then Exposed Magazine had hit me up and said, yo, do you want to interview Machine Gun Kelly? And I was like, yeah. He was like, but for the magazine. But I had recorded our interview. Like in a podcast form, then I uploaded that shit to SoundCloud, and that shit like blew up because it was like Machine Gun Kelly. I'm like, damn, this is lit.
Right.
Yeah, this is lit.
Right.
Then I had stopped podcasting. I had stopped it when I did 2Tone Radio. Before the pandemic had hit, I got me and my friends, my two best friends, Rich Rico and Nico G, and I said, let's do another podcast called Stage Too Big Podcast. So we did a podcast. We only did like 6 episodes because if you do a podcast, you know you got to be consistent. So, and it's hard when you're doing it with a crew because he may have something with his girl. Right. So that podcast stopped, so I stopped. Then the pandemic came, and I was like, you know what? I just cannot be in this house not doing anything creative. So me and Nico G, we did the Mike Terrell podcast, which is my real name. And salute Sound Vision Films, John, the Colombian. He said, yo, I believe in you, you're talented, come shoot the podcast in my house, I'll give you all the equipment, whoop-de-whoop. So I went over to Sound Vision Films' house during the pandemic and I started doing the Mike Terrell podcast with me and Nico G. And Nico, he's a very educated dude. And not saying that I'm not educated, but my personality is a wild personality. But Nico, he's more like serious and stuff like that.
It's kind of a good yin and yang, you know.
Right. And he would calm me down.
Right.
But during the pandemic, we couldn't do that because, you know, masks and we don't know who got COVID and who got this type shit. So we had stopped. So I was like, dang, I keep starting something and stopping it. That seemed like that's been like my whole career. Start something, stop. Start something, stop. So I was like, fuck it. I bought me a fucking webcam off Amazon, a little mini fucking light, and I just started going live on Facebook from my room in the background of my room, I had my girls' fucking shoes and shit, heels and shit. So I'm just over there just talking. And then we had bought a house during the pandemic, which was lucky.
Yeah, man.
And then I started podcasting from my son's room. And then it just started building from there. It started building. People started sending me money, donations. Yo, you need a background? Yeah, okay, I want to donate you a background. Oh, you need lighting? I'm gonna get you a lighting. Oh, you need a Rodecaster Pro board? People on Facebook bought me that board. Oh, you need a microphone? Let's do that. Yeah. Then I moved into my garage, the bunker, and then I just started covering Arizona hip hop, like the real life stories. And then that's when the Hatrix was born. The Hatrix. Yeah, that's when the Hatrix was born. Yeah. That's when the Hatrix was born.
Right.
It was like the Hatrix is basically telling the truth. It's telling the truth. People perceive the truth as hate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially in this society.
Right, they see the truth as hate, but not player hating. Player hating is like, oh, I don't want you to get that money or like that. But I would say, okay, I'm hating, like, if this dude got a good hairline and I don't have a fucking hairline, like, I don't like your hairline. I'm hating on you. I wish my shit fell off in the shower. Like, I need, yeah, hey, he got a six pack. He could do that. I can't do that. So I just started talking from that perspective.
Right.
And then it just blew up. Then I got on TikTok and started talking about boxing.
Yeah.
And then I get a DM one day from Ryan Garcia, who's the most popular boxers in the world. And he says, yo, after my fight, let's do an interview. I said, what? I was like, is this really Ryan Garcia saying this?
Right.
He was like, yeah, after the fight, let's do an interview. I'm like, all right. So he does his fight or whatever. Yeah. Then I'm just like, he probably forgot about it. Then he messaged me, yo, you want to do that interview? Then I ignore him. Then he hit me on Instagram, yo, you trying to do that interview? I'm in Hawaii. I'm like, let's do it. Then I did that interview. Then the boxing world I just blew up after that.
So he hit you to do
Yeah, he hit me.
fire,
Yeah,
bro.
he hit me. Yeah. That's why I'll forever be grateful for Ryan, because he saw something in me that blew me up to a different audience, and now that audience they appreciate my content and stuff like that. One thing that I would like to be remembered for, as far as my Arizona hip hop legacy, I want to be remembered for helping the youth. I want to be remembered for being an older person in Arizona hip hop, an OG in the state, and helping younger artists. Like, I just love helping younger artists because I was that younger artist, and I remember the mistakes that I made, and basically telling those artists the truth, holding them accountable. I believe Arizona hip hop, there's never been a person that was blatantly honest, not disrespectfully honest, but really honest, that would tell artists the truth. Like, yo, that verse ain't it. Yo, I think your video should have more girls in the video, more yams in the video. I think you should try to look for dope locations to do this. Like, I want to be remembered for being a visionary and helping younger artists. That's what I want my legacy to be. Like, he was an OG in Arizona hip hop, and he did nothing but help the youth. It feels great, man. It feels amazing. Always have an attitude of gratitude. Always be grateful for every single thing, because you only get one of these things called life. There's no rewind, there's no DVR, you can't bookmark it. So live this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Live it and be appreciative of every single thing. Always have an attitude of gratitude, always. Yo, man, it's your boy 2ToneDaSupastar. Please say the superstar. I appreciate y'all for just giving me 5. Respectfully.
And there you have it. Man, shout out to my brother 2Tone. I've known 2Tone. I met 2Tone, I want to say 2005. It was at the sets, right there back, the old sets, man. Mill and Southern, Audie Carter, God rest her soul. She used to do Attitude Promotions, and they used to do a night there, you know, on Saturday nights. And yeah, I believe it was there that I met Tone. And he is the exact same dude that he was then. Cool, funny, and unapologetically himself. And I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? And man, just shout out to you, my brother. And thank you so much for being a part of our platform. I'm truly proud of the man you are today and everything that you got going on. You know, you got my nothing but support over here. And you know, let's just keep it going, my man. All right. Make sure you guys follow him on social media. And put down the jelly donut, put down the tamales. I know you want one. I know it's that time of year and I want one too. But I need you to take your hand. I need you to hit that subscribe button. Then I need you to take your finger and I need to hit you that bell notification so you get notified on all the upcoming episodes we got. All right? Simple as that. Okay. Well, this was definitely one for the books. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Until next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy, and just give me 5, y'all.
Everything you get, you got